quick before we get started. I'm gonna let some people know that we're online. It's my first time. So okay. So so let's get started. So I chose Dead Cells because it has a specific streaming mode that I thought would be really interesting. It's a game that I've played and enjoyed for a lot of years. I started out on mobile, and kind of now we're at a point where it's become a game I come back to a lot. And funny enough, Windblown, their new game, I don't like it near as much. I swear, Dead Cells just has this sort of classic, I guess, vibe about it that I've just always appreciated. That it felt a lot more handcrafted, a lot more loved than Windblown has, which it's an early access, so I get it. Anyway, so we're doing streaming enabled. This is a fresh run. So basically, we're gonna be trying to beat Dead Cells as best we can. This is my first time on keyboard in a long time. We'll see how this goes. I also, like I said, the streaming mode enabled for this, and Dead Cells has some specific things that I guess reviewers do to keep you guys interacted in this kind of mode. One of them being Captain Chicken, which I guess is something that you guys can follow me around. You can say stuff. I'm also pretty sure y'all can use one of my charges. Even though I don't have Human Flask yet, is kind of crazy. Based off of humans, after I've played for many years, how Human Flask So we're just kinda going through the first level. I'm trying to get the Baron straight again. It's, like I said, it's been a while. It's also interesting to people because exclusively with a controller, which my understanding is how a lot of the speedrunners. And I mean, I get it, controllers friendly in my opinion, but there is something about having a keyboard and bright stuff, troops that I find quite enjoyable. So we're going through, I swear, the art for this game is so beautiful. It's consistent. I started trying to pixel art. Dead Cells was one of the first inspirations I used for fan art. You'll see ahead of me. in all honesty, Dead Cells, I think this is going to be a game we stream regularly, given its integration of these features. Well, okay, and since nobody's here right now, I get to choose anyway, and I think we're going to be challenge right now. Oh, crap. Okay. That's a little bit crazy. There is a Twitch chest. That's unique. Alright. That's pretty cool to know, I'm not gonna lie. Like the last stream I did, it didn't get saved. Just because the set was at, but I did Project Zomboid and Project Zomboid. So those were the games for my first two streams are games that I so dope. Pieces where you played. Which is fresh take on it. Windblown just hasn't emulated well enough for me. It does it to an extent, I give it that. It doesn't emulate the sporadic conflict that has its own version of it. I don't know. That's great. Much more notes. That's quite valuable. And Windblown has fast-paced combat. I played Windblown having a family member who prefers Windblown. You know, I've seen them play it a lot. It's just, I appreciate the aesthetics, I really do, and I really appreciate the way it plays. But it feels more like a thing of, oh, okay, wait, pause. That's pretty crazy that you guys get to choose a modifier. Okay, chat, this is getting deep. This is getting real deep. I'm excited about this. Yeah, we gonna have to dope. I didn't get the time, but I got the percent of HP recovered per attack. Close combat. Victims burn when they die, but plus 100% damage taken. That's pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm good, but I'm not that good. Huh. Look, it's funny that that you guys don't have a decision here. This seems like something you should be involved in. Okay, grenade, I feel like I can see those, but amulet for I think that's the best decision here. Because really, we're just trying to get far enough to that we can get some runes and get all the basic stuff set up again. Like health flask one. Come back here. I'm putting it all into the health flask. Because the way I like to play the first real run of this is always trying to go for like just one run. Let's get it. Like even if I know that I'm not really the lead boss, act like I am. So, I don't know how other people who play this game feel when it comes to this, but my favorite mutation, like first grab mutation, Igdar Oris Leox. I know some people kind of have this thing where like, oh, you know, like you can go with something else and it's gonna be a little bit better, you know, we could go for Blind Fate. But I'm like, I don't know, that save that you get one time, I love it. It's honestly, it's coming so clutch when I'm on the boss fight. It becomes something that I get every run. It seems like someone joined, I don't know who, but just to kind of give you a little shakedown of what's happening. We're doing a full fresh start. Oh, okay. So it seems like if you're there, you gotta type something in the chat to try and decide the modifier at this next level, because kind of giving you a shakedown. We're doing a full playthrough Dead Cells over this stream and the other streams, and this is with streaming mode enabled, which means that you have like I guess decision on what happens, which is pretty crazy to me. So you can choose like enemies drop a bomb when they die, sharpshooters, I don't know what that means, and then like a fog warning, deadly invisible monsters maybe hitting by dense fog. Travel at your own risk, which that is pretty crazy. I don't know. I feel like it should maybe time out if you're not something like let's give it a shot. They look a little like me. That's really environmental storytelling in Dead Cells. Picturesque, man, picturesque. Windblown, like I said, just doesn't come to the same level that Dead Cells ever did in these same categories. Windblown, I love it to death, but it's just, and I get, like, you know, some people might say, like, oh, it's like it's comparing apples to oranges thing. I totally get that perspective, but just for me, like, if I were to play one or the other, like if you said Dead Cells and you said Windblown right in front of me, I'd pick Dead Cells any day of the week. Okay, Loki. Let's see. Let's go. I had a feeling it was you. Okay, so let me go into options for that then. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so now I'm trying that out. Okay. That's a little weird to me. Let me see something. So I think we're gonna have to. Okay. So we got this place with the glass kind of empty right now. Not gonna lie. It's a bit of a shame. Right about that. Some people go shield. I am not those people. Mainly because although I am decently good at the game, it's just kind of how I look at this. Get the use out of it. Some people are like, oh my gosh, this is like the best way to do class, use the shield and prepare for yeah, see, that's the way you go through it now. But, I don't know. Personal see, now it's working, because now choose an improvement. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, it was just a setting. There's like an extension that apparently. I swear, I adjusted the sound. It's already at like 30%, which means that when they made this game, they went a little bit crazy with that. So I think that should fix it. Maybe, but I already adjusted that. That should be loud enough. But I'm not sure. So anyway, we'll kind of move through this thing. This burned me. Like we said last time, I don't know if opening this is going to be the best decision. Maybe it's different every time. Maybe I'm not going to get like assaulted by a bunch of enemies this time. Oh, okay, it's even worse. Alrighty. Oh, okay. Now you know what. Okay, alright. So that's interesting because the last time it gave like some sort of like gem on top that was quite dangerous. It shot out a bunch of little bullets, and I much prefer this one that just had some deadly guys. The electric whip is nice, but like nicer than the sword. It's hard to say. I say we replace the beginner's bow just because of the fact that it's gonna shoot an arrow right in front of me and get the shock. So it feels like it's kind of a compromise between something that's a little bit more elemental and a bow. But I like the sword. I like the up close combat of the sword. So we ran into this place. This is where we need a rune. If you know anything about Dead Cells at all. So we're gonna go back over here. There seems to be some more stuff. Oh yeah, okay. Tonic is interesting. Frankly, I don't use tonics enough as I should. It seems like an interesting mechanic. Like okay. It's gonna give me like increased health for a little bit and then the decreased damage. But like, no, I think my thing is like, why would I ever choose this over a conventional freaking sinew slicer or the wolf trap? Wolf trap's amazing, honestly, when it comes to fighting it, especially like the concierge, because you can just get him trapped in there. Like a lot of his like leaping attacks just don't work, so you can trap him in this corner and really take advantage of that. Okay, yeah, see, there we go. Although I will say the whip is nice for the shields. You can get them right through the defenses. So that's Promenade of the Condemned, but I think I want to kind of like go around a little bit more to try and get, since we're already past the time, can we, okay, so I'm going to go back to a portal. We're going to try and get the weapon, like the enemy streak, enemy kill streak. Okay, so we're going to go back here. And there might be some more enemies waiting for us. Over, yeah, there we go. Oh, I think it's just him, so that's kind of disappointing. I don't think we're going to make it, because that one hit we had early on. Dang it. Well, that's okay, we can make up for it later, but we're just gonna head to the promenade. And we're gonna see how it goes. We are gonna see how it goes. Alright, so here we are. Oh yeah, it was 10 towards that health flask, which is a shame. Okay, so like I said before, you get Igdar or Leox. It's a shame that we kind of had to sacrifice that beginning start. Like I said, since it's me right now, and if you're watching this, you're watching a recording at the moment, I'm going to choose the modifier for the next one. I think I want to try Dark, because I've played the Dark in some other levels, but not Promenade. Because they have the dark ones, the ones that have the darkest built in. You have to go from lantern to lantern. And it was really annoying, but I think it'd be very interesting to see how this works with this level, if they give me lanterns, or like what the situation is. So, let's keep it going. Tom was, you can still hear the occasional birds singing outside. Now there's nothing but the call of the crows. It is, yeah, okay, so this kind of sucks, okay, because we need to get the little engram here, like the blueprints, yeah, okay, so from here we head right. Try. Oh crap. Okay, guys. I'm washed. Oh, alright, okay. Okay, ready. And let's go. Let's go. Come on. Nice, nice. Out the shield. Go forth. That's for the Guardian. So annoying, honestly. Oh my gosh, guys. Guys. Go for me. Okay. Alright, there we go. So, it's your guys' choice again. Of course, it's just with me at the moment, so we kind of let it time out and we give the choice back to you, which I think is pretty cool that it kind of factors in, like, oh, if it's some guy who just started streaming, so it's not really guaranteed that he has anybody watching. That they kind of account for that really come. Oh my gosh, guys. Charge the flask too. Dang it. Guess we'll go tactics since we have a purple weapon. Hey, Taurus Lux. Oh my gosh, we are not doing too hot. Really? Okay, so okay, that's really stressing me out, honestly. Freaking going without light for this long. A lot of prisoners piled up here. Some of them have been here for a very long time. One of them was holding on to something. Oh snap, I forgot about that. Yeah, we want this balance blade. We want the freaking beginner's rusty sword. Okay. Do we keep going? Okay, let's kind of go back, rush back as much as we can. Okay. Teleport over there. Let's head down here. Oh crap. Yeah, the trick with the elevators, especially if you're doing the speed running, is to just make sure that you don't press the button. Waste of time, isn't it? Oh, it was my fault. I forgot how little health we had. Dang. But it's all good though. I think that was good, just to try and again get the hang of things. Now that we've got the plugins for the streaming in the proper manner. Okay. So let's get this going again. Because goal, not of the stream, I don't think. But goal is to try and get to first boss cell. And for those of you who don't really play Dead Cells a lot, that basically just means that I've beaten the game once, and now I'm playing it on a higher difficulty level. Bad start, guys, bad start. So, for this first level, it's basically just kind of trying to see if I can either get the enemy kill combo, or if I can get the 2-minute mark, which would be very valuable. I don't think we do that, just I'm gonna try and get the combo for the enemies. Oh, okay, alright. I think that means that we're going to be trying to just get the 2-minute mark. I think 2-minute mark is now the goal for this, guys. It's now the goal. Okay, this timer's paused here. Can't afford anything there. After Health Flask 2, I definitely want to try and get the wallet, because I forget how valuable that can be. Okay. Okay, guys. Alright, okay. Oh my gosh, I'm wasting so much time with that. It's one freaking drop from the floor. Okay. Okay. Yeah, guys, we're not getting it. Okay. Okay, okay. Alright. Maybe, just maybe, we can get the combo. Oh, I forgot she's dead. Guys, she's dead. Unnamed lady protagonist died. Honestly, guys, this is potentially the saddest day of my entire life. What the crap? Did you just see that? No way. No way we just got that. I think we just got like the rarest gem in the game. Chat. Non-existent chat. Nobody was here to witness this. It will only be witnessed in posterity. Oh my gosh, guys. Guys, I gotta double check this. I gotta fact check this crap. It's the fragment of the Philosopher's Stone, isn't it? Is it not? Okay, no, it's not. Guys, I freaked out over nothing. Yeah, because I could have sworn that they were like a little bit more valuable. Okay, so what did we get then? Oh, guys. Guys, I was all worked up over nothing. Apparently it's a guaranteed drop from the dead lady. Okay, never mind, guys, never mind. Let's keep this gravy train rolling then. All of y'all who just kind of looked at me like I was stupid, like what, that was not the rarest thing in the game. Like, what did this guy think he was doing? What did he think he was on? That's a guaranteed drop from the tutorial lady, which, guys, in my defense, I have not played a fresh save in a long, long time. Okay, like I said, there's nobody here right now, so I shall choose what the modifier is for the next level. We did dark last time. Since nobody's here to punish me, we're gonna go with jump. Let me jump multiple times in the air. Pretty nifty. Pretty nifty. You know something else? You know, while I'm here, while I'm just kind of like talking to myself and getting through this, let's talk about Christmas movies, guys. Let's talk about the Dwayne Johnson Christmas movie, Red One. So, I watched this with a few of my friends at the movie theater, and I love Red One. Honestly, I did. The general consensus among other people is that this is a very bad movie, and I would like to know why. Okay, I can do like 3 jumps. That's pretty sick. Would have been useful last time we had to get that blueprint, but you know, them's the breaks. Okay, Red One. It's doing like, okay, I'll tell you what I did think was gonna happen. I thought they were gonna cast Dwayne Johnson as Santa, and like he wasn't even gonna be in a Santa outfit, guys. It was literally just he was gonna be in a t-shirt, gonna be in like the Shaw and Hobbs type outfit from Fast and Furious, and he was gonna be just going ho ho ho. Y'all ready to save Santa or save Christmas? You know, while he did indeed save Christmas, he did it as like a member, oh come on, of the Elf organization, which I thought was a good touch. They knew how to use Dwayne, because that's the thing. Is like everybody always hates on like those Dwayne Johnson movies. I feel like, but honestly, yeah, I feel like they deserve a little bit more respect because they know how to use Dwayne. Dwayne is a tool that needs to be understood and utilized properly. Like Black Adam, no, they did not use Dwayne Johnson and Black Adam properly, because like he's not freaking Hulk Hogan. Like he can act, it's just that he only knows how to act as himself. Oh come on, I avoided that. So I feel like Red One kind of got more hate than it deserved. Also, like, I mean, they gave you a dope looking North Pole. I'm sorry, but like Santa has like some sort of city state, man. That's sick. And where I come from, that's a sick Santa. Whew. Oh my gosh, that stressed me out, guys. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I mean, was it a little bit like laissez-faire? But honestly, I'll tell you something, I think they did a little bit, they had an inventive storytelling with the movie, guys. Like, what is it? The whole Gorilla the Christmas Switch. You know how, like, hardcore I was expecting that to just be like a disgruntled kid who wanted gifts for Christmas, and so she kidnapped Santa? Like, come on, that was where it should have gone, and they went with a whole interesting angle of like, oh snap, you know, like, you know, it's like the Christmas Switch is trying to get back at Santa, trying to do what he could never. So I'm like, okay guys, yeah, that makes sense. It's a cool way of going about it. I don't know. So it was on my mind lately because, you know, I see people hating on it, and I don't get it. Because I'm like, in my book, Red One, that's a solid, like, cult classic Christmas movie in my opinion. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, for all intents and purposes, if we're going down that route, then like, you ought to be hating on freaking, oh my gosh, guys, I'm blanking a little bit. Yeah, you ought to be hating on the Tim Allen Santa Claus movies. Now, I grant you the third one was just terrible. Like, even I can admit to that, but like, I thought it was a fine selection of movies. like up until the second one, it was a fun and interesting take on the whole idea of like what's Santa's life like, you know, like what does he do? Oh, come on. Okay guys, we're just going. So there we go. So that means that we now have the first collected room. Nice. There we go. There we go. Guys, I'm getting the hang of this again. I feel like I am. The vine room's really nice because that gives us access to the sewers again. Guess we're gonna use that. Okay. Anyway. See, that's my thing with these Christmas movies. It's like, it's a Christmas movie as well. Like, why are you trying to, like, deeply analyze it? Like, don't expect a lot. I feel like the rating upon which you judge a Christmas movie needs to be reevaluated. Like, guys. It's not that serious. It's a Christmas movie, you know? Like, don't expect a freaking Oscar or Tony Award winning. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna lose my mind, guys, after that. Like, I'm not playing freaking Dead Cells right now. I am playing Dead Cells right now. I'm playing Dark Souls. That's not what I'm playing. If I wanted infuriating dodge roll mechanics, I'd be playing Dark Souls. Oh, come on. Yeah, guys, I brought that on myself. I'm really bad at platforming, I'm not gonna lie. I also feel like playing this as a streamer is a lot different than playing a video game regularly, which is something that I'm now kind of coming to terms with, because I feel like even though nobody's watching right now, I'm kind of recording this for you guys to watch later. It's just the idea of I'm having to talk and create this commentary, which I think is really interesting and I love it. But it's kind of got two streams of consciousness going right now. One that's trying to focus on being better at this game, you know, trying to do these things, and then one that's completely focused on just trying to talk and create this and have a fun conversation with you guys. Anyway, chat, at the moment, we're going down the movie route, okay? That's what I want to talk about. I tell you that much. That is what I want to talk about. So what movie should we talk about next? Oh, I know what movie we're going to talk about next. See what we are going to be talking about Saw. So I've said this in the non-recorded stream that a few people hopped on for, but I am not a scary movie person, guys. Like, freaking Coraline was a lot for me when I was young. Goosebumps gave me nightmares for years. So, like, my tolerance for horror movies is pretty much just zombie films, because for some reason, zombie films, I love zombie films. That's why, you know, like Zombieland, I freaking binge watched The Walking Dead with my mom. That was fire. And like regular horror movies, I don't know. I'll tell you something I can deal with. I can deal with the true crime stuff. Like, I loved watching Bones growing up, but like the second you put like a little ventriloquist doll, like, you know, Chucky situation, or like some terrifying jump scares and that, man, I can't, man. That's a lot for me. And I find that very funny. Like, I'm not the only one who finds that ironic. But anyway, it's kind of going to the whole Saw movie franchise. An old girlfriend of mine, she loved horror movies, and I myself did not. But I said, you know what, like we're in a relationship. I gotta make concessions. I'll watch a horror movie with you that you get to choose, and she chose Saw. Saw, that was was a crazy movie, man. I'm not even gonna lie with you. I think I was okay with it because, again, it had that kind of like true crime, Bones type feel. But I don't think I was prepared for something that just like utterly messed up, man. Like, it wasn't terrifying, but it was like, I don't think I would sit through that again, to be honest with you. And to my understanding, there's like over 10 of these films, which is crazy to me. That like someone would want to sit there and just watch someone like saw their foot off, you know, like, what's with that? Because I think that's the big thing for me when I'm watching horror films. Like, why would I want to watch this when I could watch a comedy, you know, something that's going to make me feel, you know, it's going to be fun, you know, it's going to make me feel happy. But like, horror movies, I don't feel happy, I feel stressed out. It's like, why would I go for that, you know? That's just me, though. But although, all in all, I give credit where credit's due, and Saw was a good movie. Very well made. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I feel like the only thing that was kind of holding me back was my own personal, like, you know, things with horror movies. Okay, so next up on the docket, I tell you something. Okay, first off, I'm gonna try and handle this real quick. Oh my gosh, guys, it's over. Okay, alright, we locked in. Okay, so I tell you something. The next movie that I love, and this is like a thriller. The thrillers, like the psychological thrillers, I can get behind. And this was, I want to say Dark Alleys. This movie blew my mind, man. It was about like about this like guy that like killed his father, but then hid the body, and so he's just kind of like on the lam. Essentially, he gets away from everything by going to a carnival. And he goes to a carnival, and the movie starts out with him seeing like they call him like a geek, basically just a dude who is just, you know, addicted to certain things, you know. And so he's homeless, he's addicted to alcohol, he was an alcoholic, and so they go to the carnival to try and get work, and they like the carnival worker illegally kind of gets these people hooked on opium to do like I don't, it's a whole mess of things, honestly. And I thought it was crazy just purely for the fact that like this is Guillermo del Toro. My apologies for the pronunciation, but so it's one of his movies, so you know it's gonna be good. Like, I loved his Pinocchio, and it's a come full circle type of movie. Like I'm gonna say spoiler alert, so like, if you know, skip forward a little bit if you don't want to hear how this whole thing goes. But the whole idea is that this is a guy that like then essentially kind of goes through and he goes through and he gets a job as a psychic, and then he becomes a very successful psychic, but then he kind of works as a medium, which he was told not to do. And in the end, it kind of ends with him becoming an alcoholic and becoming a geek at a carnival. And so it's like, we kind of see the downfall of this one guy through his whole life. It's like, it's insane, man. And so I'm just like watching this as I'm seeing all the decisions that kind of come to this one conclusion of, I just watched a man throw away his life, and it was crazy. Not even throw away his life. He had everything until he didn't. And that's why I think that was a sick movie. Yeah. Just kind of highlighting the idea of like, what are the consequences for your actions, man? Like, what can happen, will happen when it comes to making these decisions. And maybe I got the message wrong. I don't know. That was just kind of my message. And I also think it was just kind of like and I don't want to say indictment, but like it drew an interesting parallel to real life and nature. Honestly, I think the whole thing was just Guillermo. I think it was just Toro's way of saying like we are like animals, and then also had very poetic like from dust we come, and to dust we shall return type thing. And that was like that I kind of vibed with. Well, thriller-wise, something I didn't like. It was actually let's go down here. It was, oh my gosh, it was like 7 nights at this motel. It was all about a motel, and it had Chris Hemsworth in it also. So you're like expecting something pretty decent, and it just came off as like a half-baked idea of this like many characters come and meet in one place, and then a bunch of things happen. It felt like it was supposed to be a real murder mystery, like the Christina Aguilera novels, but it just felt like it was supposed to be so many things, and they just couldn't decide, and then they put it all into a movie. There were like 5 different plot lines. You have a hard time following it, and it just felt like there could have been a better way to do it, that it would have been a really good movie. Again, I somewhat forget the name, so I'm sorry, but this is just kind of me spouting off, like, what movies have I seen that I liked? Order of the King. An order from the king, probably for his officers. Anyone noticed presenting behavioral disorders or noticeable physical deteriorations must be imprisoned immediately. This is what I'm saying, guys. This sort of environmental storytelling, like as you play the game, you're like immersed in the lore that they've created for this world. This is what makes it feel like a labor of love. This is what does it, because it feels very distinct from a game that relies on cutscenes like Final Fantasy and dialogue. It's all about what can you explore, what can you piece together. It gives a very crazy, like, detective feel almost to the entire operation, honestly. Like, they've somehow managed to construct a sort of, I dare say, murder mystery. We're living in the after fact. That is what this whole game is about. We are living in some sort of post-apocalyptic world, and like what happened, we don't know. And in the end, we're kind of like realizing, oh dang, I think what happened was us. At least that's what I've got from the environmental storytelling, that the whole plague was sort of caused by us. That we are the plague. Spreading throughout the island. Honestly, I hate the Promenade so much. I feel like the other levels just didn't have the same sense of annoyance, and the big source of annoyance for me is just these freaking guardians, guys. Like, what is happening here with that? The parkour built into it. I'm like, how? Yeah. Nightmare Alley, I think was it? Yeah, sorry, the Guillermo del Toro movie, Nightmare Alley. That was it. Yeah, good stuff, honestly. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. These Guardians, like, give them the invincibility and just don't let go for all the worst moments. Okay. I think we're doing better. Could we be doing a lot better? Yes. But we're doing better. Anyway, this comes full circle to what I was talking about last time with the storytelling that they evoke in a lot of the video games nowadays. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna go through this whole thing again. I love that they're putting in real actors, or like, not real actors, voice actors are very much a real form factor, but like these celebrity actors from the movies. For a lot of these story-based games, because I feel like it gives them, I don't want to say a more polished feel, it feels like a more personal feel when you know who they are and you recognize them. Like Cyberpunk, Keanu Reeves plays Johnny Silverhand, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is, that's Keanu Reeves. And I feel like it adds to the sort of gravitas of the piece as a whole, which, it's up to you whether or not you feel like that's more just like selling out and stealing jobs from the voice actors that do such an excellent job already, or if you feel like it serves to elevate the piece of work as a whole. So that's definitely a personal opinion, but I'll tell you something that I don't feel like you can disagree with me on. Now this is, going besides the Japanese RPG games, which always have such excellent storytelling, no matter what angle you're kind of coming at it from. But the idea just being, okay, how much work are we going to be putting into the dialogue? If we have this voice actor that, like, he's been in a lot of stuff, guaranteed, but, like, sorry, a second. It's like, hey, we got this one voice actor that's been in a lot of things, using like The Last of Us and several other productions that people have loved. Or what's the case for the dialogue if we have Keanu Reeves, I think that when you have these professional actors, the whole body of work gets elevated, because all of a sudden it's like, the dialogue needs to be like masterful, because just freaking Keanu Reeves is gonna say what we want him to say. Is that more of a depiction of the industry as a whole and how it treats voice actors versus the perceived better professionals who simply might have just gotten lucky and, versus... Yeah, maybe it is. But is it nevertheless true? I think so. And also, all seriousness aside, you have to admit it's a lot of fun to just be playing a game and being like, oh my gosh, Keanu Reeves is taking over my mind. He already did it before in The Matrix. Guys, we did it. We're going to the Ramparts. That's right. You know what this calls for? Humble 5. I couldn't possibly. Bam. Alright, let's get after this. And that's Health Flask Q. Guys, this is going to change the game. And we're getting gold reserves. From here... I love recycling. We're going to go for recycling next. Ooh, okay, these modifiers are pretty crazy. I'm not going to lie. We got Bloodlust, Venomous, and the cherry on the cake. Guys, I'm not a good enough of a Dead Cell player for Bloodlust. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I say we go bombs. Like, it's still going to be exciting to watch. Because now it's like, oh crap, get out the way, scram skedaddle type thing. But it's not as detrimental as poison or bloodlust would be. Okay, so this is the second mutation, and since we're going for like a hybrid brutality tactics build, I say we go for combo. I like combo personally, especially since we don't have the other mutations that you unlock over time. Combo's a nice one that just feels like it completes things, in my opinion. So anyway, that's my thing. I feel like it all kind of connects with that. Oh, okay. So here's listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but basically what I'm trying to say is, on the heels of that, listen, one of my favorite directors, Tim Burton. I love the Tim Burton films, and I love his use of Johnny Depp. Hey, which I think is very interesting when a director has like their favorite cast. Like, oh my gosh, this is gonna kill me. One second, I'm looking this up. Wes Anderson. Yeah, that's it. Wes Anderson. He is probably my second favorite director. Wes Anderson. And Wes Anderson, you know, he has favorite actors of his own, you know, like Owen Wilson, and I think it's really interesting just how the directors kind of create these roles for the characters. Like, they prep for Owen Wilson, they prep for Johnny Depp because they know how they roll. And they say, okay, Owen, you know, we got this role for you. Like, one of my favorite examples of the kind of like playing favorites that is common with these directors was the freaking SNL skit, like the horror movie by Wes Anderson, because it showed perfectly like he's got favorite actors. Like, look at the Grand Budapest Hotel, look at all this stuff. In fact, I was surprised that Wes Anderson like branched out to, oh my gosh, this favorite thing about Wes Anderson right now. In his like the story of Henry Sugar and like the series of movies, my favorite TV show, IT Crowd, which has Maurice Moss in it, and Maurice Moss actually acts in freaking one of like the Henry Sugar short stories, which I thought was so crazy. I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's Moss, you know. And anyway, kind of going back to Tim Burton and his whole kind of ideas. This is my one slightly conspiratorial idea when it comes to Tim Burton films. So we've got 3 films that all connect together. I'm talking Pixar universe connected. It's Frankenweenie, The Bride of Frankenweenie, Tim Burton. Oh, not The Bride of Frankenstein. Like Corpse Bride and Nightmare Before Christmas. They're all connected, guys. They are all connected. And you know how I know this? You know how I know this for a fact? Alright, so like, think about this. Alright, Frankenweenie. It's about a little kid who, he has a wonderful little dog that he kind of raises from the dead after it dies. Really cute story, right? And he's clearly a smart individual. This leads into The Corpse Bride, but you're probably wondering to yourself, like, wait a minute, it can't be connected because of the, oh my gosh, guys, I have to leave you on a little hanger. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, this can't be connected because they take place in two completely different time frames. And you'd be right. The working theory, is that basically the kid from Frankenweenie became so smart he invents a time machine and he goes back in time to when Corpse Bride takes place. Stay with me now. He then, you know, he marries he goes through the whole situation with that, kind of gets in touch with the oh guys, come on. Gets in touch with the dead a little bit, and this leads in to Nightmare Before Christmas because of his connection with the death and everything. When he dies, he doesn't die and go to like the typical place. Instead, him and his dog, which becomes Zero after it dies, for final, you know. They become spirits of Halloween, meaning that Victor becomes Jack Skellington over the course of his lifetime. I just blew your mind. Guaranteed blower. Mind blower. But not sex you away. Gosh, guys, I might be over for me. Potentially. Oh, come on. That's the last thing I need. So, that is what I think about the whole connection between Frank and Weenie, Nightmare Before Christmas, and The Corpse Bride. Anyway, as we're working through the various enemies of this level to try and get to the concierge, let's continue. What else was I thinking of? Oh, my gosh, that's not great, guys. Not gonna lie. I'm going back to the IT crowd, and this kind of like rides on the heels of the reason I love British TV shows. You know why I love British TV shows? It's because they rely on the whole idea of quality over quantity, which I think is amazing. American TV shows, you get like episodes like 23 per season, and like, let's be totally honest with each other, most of them, okay, I brought that on myself, I got a little bit too froggy. Most of the episodes in these American TV shows, they're filler. Like, yeah, you get some good laughs per episode, but most of the time you're just kind of like, oh, it's that episode again, let's skip forward, you know. Whereas with these British TV shows, it's like 8 episodes per season or series. I don't know. Sometimes they're called series, if I remember correctly. And you get 8 episodes, but 90% of the time, in my opinion, they're all gold. Like, I'm just watching. And IT Crowd, it's all about like the IT team for like this big company, and it kind of rides on like a lot of like absurdist humor, like what in the world is happening right now. Like, this wouldn't even make sense even if it were an actual IT corporation, mixed in with the general humor of that appeals to the people who work in IT. Oh, okay, so we got this tentacle guy, and he's saying tired of killing the same monsters over and over. Not really, no, I haven't even beaten the game once yet. No, he's bored of it. Oh, he thinks we can help each other. If he thinks so. Anyway, that's the whole idea of IT Crowd. Like, yeah, one episode is just centered around like stress in the workplace, but they take it to like these inane, absurd extremes, right? Which British humor definitely is an acquired taste. That has to be kind of factored in, but like, but you know, this is similar for things like Father Ted, IT Crowd. You know, they all have the same sort of humor, I would say. And I think it works well, honestly. I prefer the idea of 8 episodes. Give me 8 episodes per season. Like Dairy Girls, oh my gosh. Dairy Girls, amazing TV show right there. It's not only funny, but it really highlighted the idea of what the struggles were in Ireland, and that's something I don't think a lot of people knew about. I sure didn't until I watched it, and then I realized, oh my gosh, there was like a whole pseudo like civil war that was going on in Ireland at the time, and like, that's insane. That like, we don't really know about this. And it kind of combined that with really memorable characters, and every episode, like, I can go through the season and I can say I know that episode and that's a hilarious episode. Click on it. Even if like I might have watched one too many, that's the reason I don't want to rewatch them. But it's not like, oh no, that's a bad episode. I don't feel like you get that with the British TV shows. And it's just a very interesting parallel to be had. Also, on the heels of British TV shows, I know I'm saying on the heels of lives because it's all interconnected, guys. It really is. Anyway, on the heels of that, so like, as far as British TV shows, you want to know what a really good one was when I was growing up. See, I grew up, I learned a lot of British history because I avidly watched a British TV series that they made called Horrible Histories. Basically, oh my gosh, it's the Soul Knight bench, guys. Guys, have you played Soul Knight? Have you? I played it only a little bit, but I know enough to know what this is. Oh gosh, that's good stuff. The Pure Nail. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good because it means we can swing downwards like that. Nice. Giving us a little bit more range of movement. Oh snap. Yeah, it was called Horrible Histories, and the whole idea was that they were teaching you stuff that you wouldn't learn in school. About, like, these weird, like, facts that were kind of, you know, a little bit gross. Like, one of the things that I remember distinctly was the idea that in the Middle Ages, priests would actually, they'd sell counterfeit relics. They'd go around and they'd be like, hey, you should buy like the saint of such and such's tooth, and you'd buy it, but what you wouldn't realize is they actually had like 70 more saint and such's tooth, and humans don't have that many teeth. This is something that was done very commonly during that time, so it was always kind of gross, you know, like, oh, these teeth, like, what are you selling, man? What are you giving me? Yeah, so they drop fun facts like that. Or the fact that, like, a lot of the time, beer, like in the Victorian era, people would drink beer over water because it was cleaner. Although, what I did learn separately was the idea that they thought germs spread through bad smells in the Victorian era, which was kind of funny. Anyway, that was just a little blast from the past from my childhood. I loved that show. Let's do doors. I don't know, that seems fun, guys. Yeah. I do kind of wish they had this in regular gameplay, because I know they have like the guy who can give you like alterations, but they don't have the same kind of like random modifiers per level that I kind of enjoy in the streaming mode. Okay. Let's change up the topic discussion, guys. Oh, first off. So that's how it works. This drops a little bomb. Alright. I can deal with that. Oh, what's this guy's deal? Come here a second. Okay. A little slow, but you seem to understand what I'm saying. I lost a rune. I mean, my rune. So you see, I'm a little stuck. And I need my rune, you see. You wouldn't mind finding it for me, would you? Oh, thank you. It's somewhere around here in these sewers, on your side of the bars. These bars. Bring it back to me quick. I don't think we're gonna bring it back to him, guys. I think instead we're just gonna mess around, take his rune, have some fun. Anyway, switching up the topic of discussion is going back to video games, guys. Specifically, the Game of the Year awards. Yeah, that's right. If you weren't riled up now for my many movie opinions, get ready to be riled up by my opinions on this. Okay, first off, Elden Ring DLC, common consensus, you know, like I agree with. It really shouldn't be in there, it's a DLC. It'd be different if, like, if it was like how The Legend of Zelda, because Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was originally supposed to be more DLC for Legend of Zelda, but they had so many DLC ideas that they ended up deciding to make its own game. Which, consensus on Tears of the Kingdom, I feel like it was generally positive, but I personally prefer Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I really loved the Underdark that they did, and so I kind of wish that it was like if they had the Underdark in Breath of the Wild, I would have loved that, but they don't, you know. So the only way you can get it is freaking Tears of the Kingdom, which had the building mechanic, which, while well-intentioned, I don't feel like it was well executed. I loved what they did in the latest Breath of the Wild, or not Breath of the Wild, no, the latest game where you play as Zelda. I think if they had done that like copy mechanic in Tears of the Kingdom, it would have been easily Game of the Year, guys, easily. Anyway, the point being, like, it's a DLC. Don't feel like it should get Game of the Year, so I don't feel like it should be a candidate for that. Balatro. So, yeah, now this is where people get up off their seats. They get a little bit froggy. I did not, like, I'm glad Balatro didn't win. It seems like a fun game, I grant you that, and it was a fun gameplay mechanic, and I get, like, the whole, like, the casinos are even, like, trying to get, like, the idea, like, buy the idea from him so they can have it in casinos, but he would never do that because he's so awesome. Put him in the game. But, Game of the Year? Really? Game of the Year? Really? Chat? I don't think so. Astro's Player, or like the Astro Bot platformer game. I think that was a solid win. I don't know if it would have been my choice, but it just seemed a little bare bones. I guarantee, but I will grant it, probably the best platformer we've seen in a good while since Super Mario Odyssey, which Super Mario Odyssey needs a sequel, guys. I'm tired of waiting. Nintendo, get up off your butt, stop suing people, and give us Super Mario Odyssey 2. Because that was the best Mario game we've had in ages. Guys, I went the wrong way. So yeah, that's my thing with Game of the Year. It feels like this year just, I don't know. Do I think an indie game should have won? Yeah, maybe. An indie game's always got a chance because, oh, some guy was here. Pure Nail from Hollow Knight. He didn't stay. Guys, I think I scared someone in chat away with my many ramblings. Is it my fault? You should have known. Oh, come on, guys. You should have known what he was in for when he came here. Guys, it might be Jober. What is this? Oh my gosh, guys, saving grace. Scroll. Nope. Not a scroll, come on. Whoa, what is this? Huh. Weird. Okay, he's back. How his cell moved, I don't know. I think it's best not to question it. Also, guys, I have 1 HP left. I don't think I can make that. Alright, fine, guys. Nope. Oh, That's a shame we needed that rune. That was the rubbing rune for like the podiums. Gosh darn shame. Gosh darn shame. Sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Or I learned that. That was from Forky. The little spork guy from Toy Story. He has such wise musings for us mortals, does he not? Okay. I think that's where we end it for this stream. We got some good stuff today. We got the first rune, got some experience, and y'all got to hear me ramble on about several entertainment-related topics. Thank you for watching this if you're watching the recording that's saved on Twitch afterwards. And thank you to Terra Cellular Biotic SCP for being the one guy that saw this live. Sorry I didn't respond, and yes, it was indeed the Pure Nail from Hollow Knight, and it was that sick. Thank you. See ya.